Hi, my name's Rebecca. I'm a client of Benedicta Sorrell, and and Benedicta is or Benny as I call her, um, she's a life coach, and the work that I've done with her, or rather that she's done with me, my life has changed. I've had some trauma in my past, and it's hung on me like an old cloak, for 40 years. And, I've had some things that I just, it's really affected me behaviorally and emotionally. And, I've had some things that I just couldn't push through. Many years ago, I had a psychiatrist who told me that I'd never get off a disability pension, I'd never work full time, and I'd never get married. And over the years, I got different forms of help, and I did get off the pension. I did get to work full time, but I could not. I did get married as well, but then to make the marriage work, that has it, I didn't do. I That's where I struggled, and while Benedicta, that stuff didn't even come up, the marriage struggles, but what did come up was my trauma stuff that I've been just carrying around. And I felt like a haunted house. And yeah, it's just, working with Benedicta, I've came to see things that, I was living in realities that, I have been telling myself were true, because I believed them until, doing this work with her, I've came to see that, I after the last time I saw her, for example, one of the times in the last few sessions, I was working with her, and anyway, the next day, I was to face the same sort of situation, and I could have a total different response because I just knew that's not true. So I could actually, it just shifted, something inside of me shifted. And I've tried counseling, I've done psychology, I go to 12-step groups, and I've done everything. But I've never had things shift at such a deep level as I have through working with Benedicta. It's just amazing. So, I I am just so blessed. So, I've found Benedicta she's very intuitive, she's very compassionate, and there's real insight and clarity that she has in the understanding of how this works, the psyche, but there's a depth of knowledge that she has, but also something natural, I think, that can't be taught. And she has that. So, um, and yeah, look, I just, all I know is that, since working with Benedicta, my life has transformed, and I have hope now, I just feel like I can make choices in my life that I couldn't make before. I didn't even know that I wasn't able to make them. So I feel like a whole new world has opened up for me into my future. And, so yeah, it's been a transformational experience working with her. And, I'm looking forward to seeing where my life is going to go from here. I already feel much peace. And I think just the fact that, this, the trauma doesn't hold me like it did anymore, because my thinking has changed, and it's just amazing. I can't put into words the experience and the shifts and the changes that have happened into my life. So, and I've saw it long and hard over many different years. So, I'm really grateful, and I would highly recommend Benedicta and the work that she does to anyone. So, yes, please, come and see. And she really has a gift, and it changes people's lives. And I feel like my life is transformed, and I just see it going to continue. So that's it. Thank you very much. Bye.